It is week 2 of us trying to get our Meraai on the road. So we had her microdotted last week. Now this week I'm going to request my request for a police clearance. Because you don't just go and get a request for a police clearance, you got to get a request for a police clearance. Do you understand that? I don't. However, before I do that, there is another little glitch, and that is insuring Meraai. She's insured now as a television production as she stands there, fine and well. On the road, no cover. I'm going through Garen, and I'm dealing with a lady there who's been really wonderful. But once again, it's form after form after form, valuation certificates. It is not easy. Now, I must stress, this is only if you are building a vehicle up from Boggerol. If you're buying a motorhome and it exists in what, very different story. This route is challenging. What is also a challenge is keeping my frustration levels in check as the guys continue sorting out all the little things in Meraai. Little things that take time. Little things I need done in order to pass Roadworthy. Lots of little things. In order to get Meraai roadworthy, I need to drive her to the test center. To drive Meraai to the test center, I have to make sure she is fully insured. Just a quick update on the insurance front. Great service from Garen Insurance and Shannon Lotta. Thank you so much. This baby from tomorrow morning is insured and we can drive on the roads. So I am now on my way to go and stand in a queue for our request for a police clearance certificate. Wish me luck. I am dreading this, as I have seen the queues that one has to brave at the license department in Port Shepstone. However, my dread was misplaced. That went just fine. I was in and out in about 15 minutes. Very nice lady attended to me. I have got what they call a SAP 263 form or an RPC N4 form or an RPC N4 2013/04 form. I don't know, but it's this one, hey? Next step is to get to SAPS for the police clearance certificate. Okay, so my plans have slowed down a little bit because I forgot today is Bokkies Day or Women's Day. Yeah, where all the bokkies get spoiled and what. We should do it every day of the year. I don't know why they have it for just one day, but I understand the concept behind it and it's cool. But I did think it was time to find out exactly what happened to Markaplan's Chris's finger. Because he needs it, because I need this vehicle out of here on the road. Pronto. To get you all back up to speed, Markaplan Chris nearly chopped his thumb off with a table saw last week.
I mean, what happened?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Chris then insisted on showing us how well the thumb was healing. Not, if you are squeamish, look away now.
Oh!
But
That is ugly. Our Meraai is definitely not ugly. She is gorgeous. And today, we are supposed to hit the road for our very first road test. As luck would have it, the weather is against us for our drive. In fact, the weather is downright cuck right now, so we're not going to take her out and drive. I want to get good footage, I want to get nice shots. And also give the guys, they still faffing around with small, iffy little minute things. But I need this vehicle out of here. I need to really get this roadworthy thing underway. And I'm getting a bit frustrated, but I do understand what needs to be done. And hopefully, in the next couple of days it happens. As the guys move through the vehicle, work already done is being redone to iron out little faults. Time is screaming past, and it is already 2 weeks since we held our reveal party. Alrighty, here we have the South Coast Herald, and we are inside it. Nice big write-up, in the local press. Thank you, Shona, who came down and covered it for us. Yeah, no, like a little article. Brom doesn't like the picture. He says it doesn't show his nice side. But yeah, all pretty cool.
Finally, all is in place for our very first test drive. Or is it?
Brom told us 11 o'clock today we will be going for a test drive. It is now 5 to 11. I don't think we are going for a test drive at 11 o'clock. But before we even get there, because it's going to be a while, I can see it's going to be a while, towing the chimney behind your motorhome. Now, there's been a lot of talk about this. Now, I took my chimney in for its service, and I must let you know, I have got the Gen 4 chimney, the GLX manual. If you tow your Gen 4 chimney behind a motorhome, your warranty will be in jeopardy. Alright, and that came from the horse's mouth because I inquired at Suzuki, the dealer principal at Suzuki Port Shepstone, phoned the technical guys at head office. If you tow your chimney, you will be in trouble if they find out and there is an issue. That's your Gen 4, automatic, you don't tow. Some of you clever oaks are doing a modification that separates the diff. Check your warranty is still going to be okay even if you do that modification.
We are not sure we will even need to take the chimney with us when we do hit the road. Hopefully, Meraai can get us to most of the places we want to visit. Speaking of hitting the road, our temporary permit is in place and we are a go. After close to 3 years, the messed up school bus is about to emerge from her cocoon. Engine Pete will have the honor of taking her out for her first test drive. The runway is clear for takeoff. Meraai creeps slowly forward. She claims her place in the sun as she exits the place that was her home for the last 1,051 days. Her 5.6-litre OM352 engine idled beautifully as she navigated the narrow exit road. I hauled myself into the passenger seat and we were off.
So far so good, and we're on a really bumpy road now. It's not too bad, she's doing okay. It's very noisy in here. I think we're going to have to put some more insulation inside over the engine cover inside.
I was unaware that the engine cover had not been bolted into place, and that is why things were so loud inside Meraai. If only someone had mentioned this.
There's engine fumes coming into the cab, which is not ideal.
I would really have enjoyed our maiden voyage a bit more had I known that the engine cover had not been bolted down, and this was also the reason for the fumes. Then there was a nasty noise coming from the power steering pump, and Meraai was a bit unstable on her wheels.
So there's quite a few issues. A big one is this power steering. Another one is the heat coming from the cover over the engine. We've only done a little bit, and it's really warm where I am. So we need to put at least another 2 or 3 layers of that insulation over this. And it's just really noisy in here. You can hear. We need to. I know we won't sort it all out, but we can get it a much better. I am pretty sure. I've also dropped. We're about to go on the highway again. I've dropped our air suspension right down to see if we have that body roll still, which is also worrying me.
While this is the first time that Meraai has been driven in her current guise, our first experience on the move was a far cry from what I expected. Having said that, it was incredible to see her on the move. Once we hit the highway, Meraai handled herself so much better.
And with the air suspension down, the body roll seems to be a lot less. She's very stable now. Now we're actually driving basically on the leaf springs, which everybody said was shot. So they actually seem to be fine.
Now, I was also unaware that Chris had only inflated the tires to 3 bar, which is far below the 6 bar the tires should be inflated to. This is why our Meraai was wallowing around like a hippo in a bathtub on the corners.
I think our big issue is definitely this power steering box. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Since we drove it, it's like bad. So we've got to, that is priority to get sorted out to see what the hell is going on.
Our first test drive was done and dusted, and Meraai returned to the workshop. We still have a far way to go before this vehicle can come home. Engine Pete was on to the power steering issue, and for once, things were not as bad as we thought. The problem was the amount of ATF going into the unit was not enough. A wider pipe solved the problem.
Well, not quite where I wanted to be right now. I thought that I would have had my police clearance and been well on the way to the weighbridge and been able to pick the winner of our motorhome club of SA competition, but it's not to be. We've got a few things to iron out. It was quite an experience on the drive. You know, mixed feelings. I was initially disappointed, but now for a first drive, she actually went damn well. It's the first time this vehicle has been driven since we took it apart. First time. And there's a few things that weren't done before we went on the drive, like correct tire pressure and everything, which affected her handling a little bit. But generally, I am happy, and I will be a bit more happy when everything is ironed out. And so that's it. Just in closing, message to our government. How stupid do you think we are? I mean, really, honest question. Do you really think that we are all as doof as you oaks? Because we're not. We're really not. But gutful we are. On that note, please guys, look after yourselves, look after your families, and keep safe.